Hey you guys, it's me and Trinity here with her 5-month update. Miss Trinity turned 5 months this past Sunday, and that was the 12th. So this is just going to be updating what's going on, and I'm going to be referring to my notes here. I'm happy to report that she is sleeping through the night in her crib. She usually sleeps anywhere from 8 to 10 hours, and for the most part, she'll fall asleep on her own. Uh, some nights it's no issue, and then some nights she'll cry like 10-15 minutes and then eventually go to sleep. Some nights I nurse her and then put her in there, but for the most part she'll fall asleep on her own. She had already started grabbing her feet, but now she's grabbing her feet and putting them in her mouth. She also likes to grab everything. She reaches for her toys now, and then she'll like to, depend, like if I have a long necklace or something, she likes to grab that. So she just kind of reaches like for everything now. She's sitting up a little bit with support. I prop her against the boppy pillow, and I'm going to get her a bumbo seat soon so that she can sit in that. She is very observant, but she's been like that for a while. But I just noticed as I take her out, people always ask like how old she is, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, she's so observant." So she's very like aware of her surroundings. I notice now that as we go out, she usually stays up like the whole time. Whereas we would go out, she'd fall asleep in the car, she would stay asleep while I have her in the stroller and everything. But I guess now with being older, she wants to know everything that's going on. So sometimes she doesn't even fall asleep in the car now. So just growing up. As far as with napping, she may nap twice a day. What I'm noticing is once she wakes up in the morning, she'll stay up for a little while, then go back to sleep. But for the most part, she's up most of the afternoon. She ends up taking like a late nap, which I'm trying to cut her out of that because she may go to sleep at like 5 or 6, and then she's waking up at like 8 or 9. And I'm trying to get in the habit of putting her to bed at like 8 or 9 o'clock, so she'll end up going to bed at like 10 and 11 o'clock. So I guess right now it's okay since I'm at home, but once I'm working, I just want her on a better schedule that way with going to bed earlier and being able to wake up earlier. She is still mainly getting breast milk and supplementing a little bit with the formula, and that kind of seems to be like every other day. She's doing a little bit better on the breast. I've been putting her on the breast too, but I'm still doing a lot of pumping. What I'm doing now is I just try to pump a lot during the day so that I don't have to get up during the night. So that way I do usually get pumping in about 7 to 8 times a day. Sometimes it's a little bit less if she's been on the breast more, but the main thing is I tried to empty my breast so that it knows to produce more milk. And she is taking the Enfamil Trivasol supplement drops. I mentioned this in my last video, but she hadn't started them yet at that point. But I believe this is like cherry flavored, at least that's how it smells. And I have read different reviews about babies not liking it or them not accepting their milk if it was mixed in with that. But this girl loves it. I don't know if it's just really sweet or whatever. She actually, once she sees it, she starts kind of whining because she wants it. And once she receives it, she just, and may get a little bit fussy like afterwards. So she really likes it. So I'm glad she does well with that. I know I had mentioned daycare to you guys. I just want to have a plan in place for whenever I do gain employment again. So I'm not really into the whole daycare thing. I do feel that kids get sick that way, and I understand what sometimes parents don't have anyone else to watch their child, so they send them to daycare anyway. And I was in the process of possibly switching pediatricians, but anyway, the pediatrician that I just visited, he said the majority of the sick patients that he gets are daycare kids. And he was telling, I was the only one there who wasn't pregnant, so it was a tour with like other like expectant moms. So he was telling them, depending on your financial situation, just try to stay at home as long as you can to avoid daycare. So I thought the other best alternative for us would be a home care. Plus, it's also more cost effective because I had even considered someone coming into our home, but that can be a little pricey. And The only reason I was kind of considering that so she could be within the comfort of the surroundings that she's familiar with, but at the same time, I do want her to be around other kids and socialize. So I checked out 2 home cares, and the first one I liked, but the second one I really liked. Basically, a friend referred me. She used to work with this woman at a community center, which the lady works there part time, and she's been doing this home care for 12 years. And she actually, with my friend, she actually watched her niece, so she had experience from both ways. I mean, as far as with giving me a recommendation, she had an experience of working with this woman and also the experience of this woman watching her niece. So I like that she's really close, because my concern with the other place was it was about 20 minutes from our house, which wasn't a huge deal, but I would have to take the interstate and I would probably run into traffic in both the morning and afternoon or evening or whatever. So this lady is really close. She's like 10 minutes away, and really she told me it's a back way that I could take to probably get there in like 5 minutes. And I just really liked how organized she was. Once I went there, she did have kids there. A few of them were toddlers, and she had one baby. And she had them all down for a nap. A couple weren't asleep, but they knew that it was quiet time. So that really showed me like how organized and that she has them into a routine and everything. And just from talking to her, she seemed really passionate about what she does. She seemed really warm over the phone before I even went to go see her. And she has a pretty large house. It was very clean and organized. And she just charges $100 a week. And one thing that kind of popped out was when my friend was telling me that she actually potty trained her niece, and once she has them potty trained, she goes down to $75 a week, which is just excellent for child care. The daycare that I looked at near my house was almost $200 a week, and it's definitely daycares that go up, way past that. So she she also was very understanding that I'm trying to get back into working. She's willing to work with me. She said she's had moms that just whatever they were able to afford to give her at the time. She said she's totally understanding of that. If it was things that I needed to catch up on. So I really appreciated that. She said she feels when you're good to people, it comes back to you. Uh, as I mentioned, she seemed very clean, and she was telling me that she likes her parents to send their kids with additional clothes, but she said, like, for the older kids, she takes them out to play, and if they get dirty, she washes their clothes, and I just thought that was really good. So, just my husband needs to go and check her out, but I really think that he'll like her, and I think that's who we would go with. And also, the advantage with a home care is you typically run into waiting lists with daycare. So, as soon as I'm able to get employment and I plan to start working with temp agencies again, which usually with a temp agency you may need to start the next day or something. So at least I know I have someone who has availability right now and could take her right away once the paperwork is done and everything. And just the cost is excellent, and just have a really good vibe with her. And as far as with having Trinity Social, we do play dates on a weekly basis. Um, I occasionally still attend that baby lunch that I was telling you guys about that I go to on Fridays sometimes. But me and a group of other moms, we started a play group. So it's me and 4 other moms, and our babies are all fairly close in age. So within like a month apart. One of the young ladies, our daughters are just 5 days apart. We knew each other from prenatal yoga, and so she met like these other moms, and so we just go to each other's house. I haven't been over to my house yet, but we'll get around to me. But we've been doing this like maybe the past 4 weeks or so. So I've really been enjoying that, and because with that baby bunch that we would go to, it was such a range of ages. Because sometimes people would come with a baby just a couple weeks old, and then it's like babies there that are like 10 and 11 months old. So they're at such different stages. So it's nice to uh, do something for one that's free, and then with having, your babies all close in age and everything. So that's pretty much it for what's going on with us, and I hope all is well. And here's just a close up of Miss Trinity. She is just so cute and just growing, and she is truly just such a happy baby. I mean, when she wakes up in the morning, she's just smiling. So I'm just so thankful to have such a pleasant baby, a baby that doesn't cry that much, and she really cries only when she wants or needs something. So I'm so super thankful for that. So we'll see you guys at 6 months. Say bye, Trinity. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.